What's going on, people? Welcome back to AFC. I just drops us in there, blood. Man was
Dropped
there
us in,
waiting.
bro.
Just drops straight into the live of the thumbnail. We're here. It's myself and Curtis to talk about. Whoa, well. We know what we're talking about, yeah? Can we believe it? The title is PSV got put in a Dutch pot and us got cooked. They got put in a Dutch pot and just stewed, blood. Absolutely
Yeah.
stewed. What a performance. Obviously, me and Curtis are going to go through that. We can look ahead a little bit to Man United on the weekend. We can talk about, obviously, there's PSG versus Liverpool game as well going on at 8 p.m. So it'll be done by 8 p.m. This show will heavily be about the community as well, and you guys that are joining us, to get your comments, your thoughts, because I feel like Arsenal fans should indulge in this. Listen, don't go too far. I was arguing with a fan last night in Eindhoven saying we can win the double. He said he can win the double. Now I'm like, brother, we can't go. Let's just keep it. Just keep it balanced. Enjoy tonight, though. We have to enjoy the game. We have to enjoy the performance. No one saw 7 goals come in. Enjoy that, and I'm sure Curtis was the same. We did a score prediction. Let's just take our mind back to last Tuesday. I asked Curtis, what's the score gonna be? He
1-1.
pauses for time. Yeah, he's thinking, do I be real? No. Muddy trainers, take them off, and not in my own yard. Let me not be too disrespectful. 1-1. Let me go over draw. Me, on the other hand, I went 1-0 either way, but in my head, now my shoes are muddy and I'm in the yard and I'm thinking, what I want to say is we're gonna get thumped up. But I was panicking. I was thinking, how are we gonna score? How are we gonna shoot? How are we even gonna create a chance against these lot? And then things went absolutely left. So let's just take our minds back. But before we get into that, I want to bring up the news that popped up today and get Curtis. I want to get your thoughts on it. We can have a discussion around this, and it's around Gabriel Martinelli. So this popped up. It was today as we landed back actually in the UK. I saw this news. Barca are preparing a bid for 37 million for Martinelli. Now, Brazilian is a serious target for Barcelona. Now, obviously, we've heard some rumors about the Salibas to Real Madrid, but Martinelli, 37 million. Obviously, we've got him for around, I think it's like 6-7 million. So it's an amazing profit on that. The fact that Barcelona look at him, if you look at Barcelona at the moment as well, playing sensational football. They're on fire at the moment. Listen, where are we at? Where are you at? Fans got a big attachment to the. I know he wasn't a Haaland boy, Martinelli, but they got attachment to these sort of players, the ones that broke through the Smith Rowes, the Sackers. I know he's not a Haaland boy, but he came through at a young age, and fans loved it. I mean, he's on my wall behind me, so people I like Martinelli. I'm a big fan. Seeing this news, yeah, we're a big fan. Everyone's on the wall. Everyone's on the wall.
He's got the cronkies on the wall.
But where are you at on this news? Would you, if this bid comes in the summer, yeah? Are you thinking about it? So you're the Arsenal board. What are you doing? Are you saying let's look at this one and see if we can upgrade and maybe keep and if you do, I want the whole description of, do you keep Trossard? Where are you going with it? This bid does come in the summer. What happens for you?
I mean, for me, Martinelli is in that he's in that area at the moment where, like, if the price was right, I'd consider it, to be honest. The first thing I would say, though, bro, in the modern game, 37 million, like that, you can't get him for that. I'm sorry. Like, we paid 35 million. I want more, bro. Chelsea paid 80 million for Mudryk. I know he was in form at the time, but he hadn't really done anything. We paid 35 million for Fabio Vieira on the back of one decent season in Portugal. Like, Martinelli's in the Brazil squad again, and he's in his early 20s. Like, listen, I think a lot of Arsenal fans are in a zone at the moment where they're feeling like, yo, Martinelli has not developed. Whether that's down to him, whether that's down to the manager, whether it's the system, whether it's all three of them put together. But £37 million is not good business. What can we do if we get £37 million for him? It's not enough, in my opinion. I think you've got to be getting, if you got to 50 million, somewhere around there, a little bit higher, I would.
Yeah. Okay, so 50 million comes in.
Martinelli, one of those two are probably going to go in the summer. It's which one you get a better offer for, really.
Is Trossard 37 million for you, or would you still want more as well?
No, I think Trossard, because Trossard's 30. He's not really. He's at the. He's starting to. And we paid what, 27 million for him, I think.
Yeah, it's about around. Yeah,
30 odd million for. If you got 37 million for Trossard, I think that's good business. He's 30, but Martinelli's one of these players that he could go somewhere else and do really well in a different system where he
Mhm.
quicker style counter attack. I think with Arsenal, because we're a possession based team, we have a lot of the ball. Martinelli is not a possession based winger, in my opinion. He's not somebody
Right.
that looks really comfortable in possession. I want Martinelli running at fullbacks and, through ball, use his speed. He's quite one dimensional, but for 37 million, I wouldn't be selling him. I need more than that.
It's interesting. I mean, I saw that news and I don't know. Yeah, like you said, I think the fan base right now around Martinelli is holding on to settlement and sentiment, sorry, and also like
Yeah,
the fact that, like, I don't know, he had that really good season, hit 15 goals, I think it's 16 actually, 16, and then was like, oh, can we get that back? Can we see? Obviously, he dropped massively this season. He's obviously injured at the moment as well, but can we see that again from Martinelli? I think a lot of fans are believing that that can happen. We can get a season like that out of him again. But like you mentioned, the style of football we play for him, will he progress in this Arsenal side? I mean, I'd hope so, but that's the question. Does Barcelona suit him better? And I'll say I'm not writing Martinelli off. I'm not sending him there straight away. I'm just saying, would he thrive in that system? Because Barcelona play, they're allowed their wingers to kind of be relentless in behind. They got, I mean, Rafinha plays in that position. He's an aggressive winger.
yeah,
He's and Martinelli. If I'm honest, I mean, I saw similarities to both. Maybe not this season, definitely not. But there's definitely similarities of the two. When back in the day, especially when Martinelli just like head down running. Rafinha is very quick, powerful, quick, and in your face. Martinelli does that, the press, everything. So, and the other side is Yamal. But I'm not gonna. Obviously, Martinelli's not gonna play on the right
yeah.
anyway. But Yamal plays there quite often. So,
What would
um,
you do? What would you do? I want to know. 37 million.
listen, yeah, I like this is why I like this show because we can have educated conversations. And I'll be honest, what you've mentioned is the price is still a little bit too low. I think when you look at, like you mentioned, the other players that have gone for bigger money, you've got to look more for Gabriel Martinelli. I think that's more on the club side as well. So that's more on our side to
Yeah,
whoever we employ to be the sporting director or to deal with that transfer. They need to get more out of that deal than 37 million. However, I do worry that the club will say, well, we got him for 6 million. There's a massive
cost.
margin on that anyway. So just take the money. Yeah, but I'm like, but we know as fans, we watch him week in, week out, we know what he can do. You want to get more from him for that money. And if he does go to Barcelona, I think he'll do really well there if the place if that's the destination he goes to. But does that mean you keep Trossard? And I'm gonna
Yeah.
get into a conversation. We're gonna get into a conversation when we get into the game around Trossard. But like, I don't know who. I don't know if I'm. And people listening and watching, let me know who would you rather keep in the summer. If you have to let one go, is it Trossard or is it Martinelli? You make a good point of the age for Trossard, so I think fans might lean towards that. But I mean, Trossard he's annoyed me a lot this season, but bloody hell, there's a good player in there, which we'll speak
There
about.
is.
We'll speak about.
Yeah.
But that is the conversation of the news that kind of broke as I arrived. Just to give context to everyone, I've literally landed. We landed in the airport that's not by my house. I live very close to a certain airport. I didn't get that luxury. Robbie said, "We're not doing that. It's too far for me." So he went to the airport right next to his house. So he got
Yeah, yeah.
back hours ago. I was traveling back, had to unpack, wash and all that, and I've kind of just set up in time for this live. So that is kind of my journey into this live. And like I mentioned, we're gonna go through the befores, the durings, and the afters of the game because I feel like we have to. We will indulge in it through you guys, through the comments, through. You're going to see them popping up on the screen as well. Big up Ryan in production. We're popping up all your comments as well, and any ones that stand out, we'll discuss around. But let's start from we spoke about before the game. I'll give you more context, Curtis. Yeah, we're there. Eindhoven,
Go on.
Eindhoven,
Go on.
however you man say it. Yeah, festival season. Yeah, carnival. It's carnival, you know. I don't even know
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
It's carnival in Eindhoven. So for the past 6 days, they've been celebrating carnival. Yeah. So I'll be honest, we were staying in Amsterdam.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
need to say much more on that. But we were staying in
Say
Amsterdam,
no.
yeah? So we've gone down to Eindhoven early because we know about this carnival. We know about the game, traffic. You know, we're used to this.
Yeah,
Brother,
yeah.
I turn up in Eindhoven, yeah? The streets are ram. Yeah. Bro, it is mental. So the energy's up, yeah? And I'm
Yeah, yeah.
thinking, rah, I want to draw maybe a 1-0, yeah. But the energy,
Yeah,
this is before we get in the stadium. And I know it's separate to the game, but I was just thinking, I don't like this. I see man in PSV tops. I see man in mad get up as well, and mad and girl in mad outfits as well, because they're celebrating already. It's carnival season.
yeah,
So I'm a
yeah,
bit
yeah.
nervous, right? obviously I've watched DR Sports. I've seen Matisse, Abby, and Flex will say you've got no chance, no chance of obviously winning Champions League. They said they've all predicted pretty much that we're going to lose as well to PSV. So I'm already like, we're all on the back foot. The Arsenal fans
Yeah,
there, there's you know how it is. No one's expecting what we expect. So that's the build up to the game. We get in now. There's light shows. There's flags. I'm thinking, brother. I'm sitting in my seat saying, if there's a Lord, yeah. Listen, I don't mind if we lose just by 1 goal. If that's the case, it
wow, it
went
got
from being
that
a
bad.
draw. No, bro, I was just and people. I think like Robin, I was like, no, don't worry. Like I think he actually changed his tune. He got quite confident towards the
Yeah,
game building up. People know me. I get a bit like a bit nervous and that. But
bit nervous.
we kick off, yeah, and be real. That did you see? Just from the start, because we watch Arsenal week in, week out. We watch every game. You know when there's a different energy. Obviously,
Yeah,
no one would have expected the goals, but I think we started well. Yeah, we started very well. And the first kind of thing that happens was disallowed goal from Declan Rice, offside and
yeah.
whatnot. Right, that's a half warning. At that stage, Curtis, what are you thinking? The goal gets disallowed. Did you feel any different in those first couple of minutes watching that disallowed goal? Did you see it as a warning, or did you think? Because I'll be honest, I saw that and thought, well, it is what it is. The game's just going to carry on. It's not like it's not a warning at that stage. It should have been, but I didn't see it as that. I was just thinking the game started. Let's just see how it plays out. At that moment, the disallowed goal, the early stages. Any thoughts? Were you thinking, oh, we're in this game or not?
No, I thought we started quick, and I thought we set up a little bit different. It was like the crazy thing about the game was we scored 7, bro. They had more possession than we did.
I checked that after the game as well. I didn't.
46%.
When I was watching the game, it didn't feel like that though. I don't know.
Nah,
When I
nah.
was watching, I thought we dominated the ball. But
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right. They had more possession.
I thought we played
Yeah, that
quicker.
one's funny.
I thought the speed, the tempo, like every time we attacked, I felt like, oh, something's going to happen here. We're going to get a shot. We're going to cause a problem where I feel we've been quite slow in our build up, but I felt like the team was, I felt like we were 10 yards higher up the pitch. I really
Yeah,
felt like our front three and Odegaard was up against their back four, which I think it helped us a lot. Because when you win the ball, you're closer to the goal. So
facts.
yeah,
Is that you
I
giving
thought.
credit to? Is that you giving credit to Arteta or not? Because
No, look at
we all
this
wanted
guy.
to change.
Look at this guy here. Listen, I've
I
said
just
it
need
all
to
the
know.
time. I've said
Are you
it.
saying? Are you saying Arteta? Are you giving him credit? Because I feel like there's a change there. I think you're right. There was a difference.
It was a different, bro. I've said it before. You know, I'm a reflection of the team. If this
Okay.
team's
Okay.
messing about and ramping and losing to West Ham, then you're gonna see chaos. You go and put in a performance like that, yo, Mikel, well done, bro. Listen, tactically, you got it spot on. I saw the team lineup and I was like, Marino up front again. I don't know, man. I think that experiment's finished. But then, who do you turn to? Like Raheem
Mm.
Sterling. How many times can we say, "Oh, let's try and get Raheem back to Man City"? Raheem, this ain't Man City, Raheem. So yeah, give Arteta his credit, man. Like in isolation, though, this is what I said even on my stream today. I said, listen, enjoy that victory. It's an amazing result. We got to go up 2 levels in the next round.
Yeah.
Whichever Madrid team we get, like PSV are not as good as Liverpool and Man City and teams like that we faced in the league. Madrid and them, we got to go up another level. But yeah, Arteta gets his
But
flowers.
PSV they did beat Liverpool though. I know it was kind of hard as dead
Nah, come
rubbish. I
on,
get
man.
it.
You can't. I don't even
Okay. Okay.
look at Juventus. You can give them, not Liverpool's reserve.
Juve two legs. Come on.
Yeah, respect.
Give them
No,
credit.
respect that. Juve have got a lot of heritage.
Yeah. They're not a
But
dead
Liverpool,
team. I mean,
you know what? I seen that picture on AFTV today, and I went,
nah.
"That's a mad
Yeah.
one." Come on. Liverpool made
Wait.
10 changes, bro.
Right. Is that that's the one that they put with beating the PSV at their faces for everyone. I said to Robbie, admin, this is not on. This is not on. He said, what did they put? I showed him. I just put my head in my hands. I was like, and people think I run the
Yeah, I thought you was putting that up.
Please, Curtis, please. I know I can be shameless. Yeah.
Very.
I'm not in control of the admin. Yeah. And here we like this. We listen and we do judge. I know on TikTok they say we listen and we don't judge. Here,
Yeah.
if you're gonna get brought up, you're gonna get pulled up for some of the madnesses people say. Like there's many of things. Curtis had a lot of streams of certain players.
I've said 1 or 2 things over the years.
And the comments, you can pull us up. We'll explain why we said certain things if we have to. But sometimes we have to have a lot. Sometimes you have to. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. So sometimes
It's
that
true.
is what the answer is to a lot of this stuff. But let me just quickly. We're gonna move forward. But let me quickly just read super chat says come in. Do with a super chat says big up, Big C and Cecil. We needed that live watch along, bro. And that live watch along. We needed that live watch along. I'm assuming your one that you might have been on your channel or the one that was on AFTVs as well. Sir Michael Oliver, regular here. He comes on quite often to send a super chat. Says, "Big up Uncle Cecil and Uncle Kurt, bro. I'm not that. I'm not unks, man.
Are
Man,
you getting
I'm
unks
not
already,
unks.
bro? You're quite a bit younger than
I'm
me. They're
not
calling you
unks,
unks.
brother. I don't like this. Laurie and them man are unks. Yeah, leave me out of the unks category. Yeah." Not tomorrow, Saturday. I'm Sidemen charity match and I'm with the youngsters, the streamers. Yeah, let me
You
just.
did.
I'm young. I'm young. But big up. He says big up. When Arsenal end up playing Real Madrid, Valverde is going to run riot. Now, Lord, that'll be very interesting if Valverde comes up against us. But let me move forward. Let's move forward. They
One.
obviously had the best chance. They had the best chance in the game, I think, in my opinion. That one, apart from our goals, that one that flashed across the box. What's his name? I think his name here is Sabari. I think his name is.
Yeah, hit the
He
bar.
smashes it, hits the crossbar. This is at 0-0 as well. Do you know what's crazy? Yeah, Lee said the keeper. He thinks the keeper got a hand to it. I watched it back and said, Lee, the keeper's. He's the one that pushed the ball to the
The
player.
ball
I
out.
don't know what do you mean he got
Yeah,
a
yeah.
hand to it. Yeah, so like he was nowhere near. That was a bad miss. That was a bad miss.
Oh,
Curtis,
by
do
the
you
way,
think?
though,
Go on. No, go on.
Gabriel, bro, like
What happened? Did I
he
miss
he
that?
stops that ball going in even without blocking it because
Oh wait, he
if he
defends
does,
part
if
of the
he
kit.
doesn't make, yeah, you know what it's like as a striker. You know
Yeah,
the ball falls
he
to you,
shapes it.
and the
Yeah,
studs are coming at you, and you're just hitting it, but pulling your leg out the way to not get hurt. And Gabriel's
fair.
kind of said, "Listen, if you try and follow through here, you're gonna get contact." So I feel like if Gabriel doesn't make that tackle, he just rolls that in the middle of the goal. So I actually think that's a great bit of defending from Gabriel, man. He put him off.
Do you know what? You're the first person to mention that I've spoken with or heard from because I watched back in the shape that he play. He's in a part of the goal where like you said, if he's not there, the play. Listen, he passes that into that corner.
Mm,
But Gabriel's
mm,
there, and you're right. I think that distracts him a little bit. Plus, he hits it quite true that Sabari, sorry, and it comes off the crossbar. But that for me, I spoke to the PSV fan. I said, was that a turning point? If that went in, I said, do you think you guys go on and win that game? But he was like, nah. And you know what? I mean, we scored 7 goals. You'd expect Arsenal to somehow, even if they did score that, still win that game. But do you know what I mean? It's still a big moment. It's 0-0. It's a big
yeah.
chance. And for me, that felt like a warning. I sat back in my seat and said, hey, this could be a long day. But
Mm,
the goal came. Our first goal came. Rice, we've got to hear Rice with the assist. Timber with the goal. Great header, by the way. First goal
yeah.
in the Champions League for him, actually, was against the first goal in Champions League for him, obviously against PSV. He's obviously a Dutchman. Played at Ajax, so it obviously he felt a certain way scoring that. It was a great header. Um, Timber, man. Timber.
Oh,
Curtis, what you saying? Because I kind of heard you gave him his flowers about coming back off an injury, but I don't think I've seen a player. He's so he's unbelievable. And the reason why I want to talk about him a little bit more because one, the injuries come back off that, and he's been unbelievable. Two, Marzo Skelly, which we'll get onto in a second. Him and Timber have physicality wise. Listen, Timber's obviously stronger, but they have similarities there. However, Timber doesn't really get involved in picking up yellow cards or red cards unless it's time
mm,
wasted. It's never like he's late for challenges or he's being too aggressive, even though he plays the game very aggressively. Timber is
yeah.
is, is unbelievable. And even Ben White, people are talking about, can Ben White get back in? We miss Ben White, but I'm sorry, he has gonna have to work to get that spot from Timber.
This
I want
guy
to hear your
is
thoughts.
this guy is unreal. He's absolutely the man is a tank. Like you just imagine, you think, what if he'd been in the team last season? You know, we lost the league by
Yeah,
2 points. That might have made a difference. Who knows? But he's unbelievable. ACL injury, one of the worst injuries in football. As you know, I'm sure you've been involved. You understand players getting that
yeah, I
injury, and
know.
he doesn't. Usually, the year after that, you got to manage your way through the season. Few games come out. This guy's playing every single week. He's played left back, right back, centre back. He's an animal. absolute animal. And like you said, he played for Ajax. His brother plays for Feyenoord as well, so they won't like PSV, I'm sure. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be interesting because when like Ben White's fit now, what do you do? Like, do you move Timber to left back, play Ben White, or does Ben White have to just sit there and wait? But Timber can't be dropped. Again,
No.
you know, people say I don't give Arteta flowers. Listen, 40 million. People have to understand this guy was at the FA Cup final, Man United. Like Ten Hag
Yeah.
brought him
Yeah.
here as a
Yeah.
guest, didn't he? They were trying to get the deal done at United, and
Yeah.
we've got him to us. 23 years of age, 40 million. I mean, that is
It's a steal.
ridiculous
It's a
business, man.
steal.
Like,
How much
I
is he
think
worth
he's going to
now?
get. Ooh, Timber. Timber now. I always used to think ACLs probably drop your price a little bit though, just because you have that worry about the knee.
Yeah, what's
But
it like? It's like writing off a car and getting it back like a
you
cat
know
D,
what I
isn't it?
mean?
It's like
It's a Cat D
it's
now.
been
It
it's
looks
been through
good,
a
but
it's
there's
been
a
through
few. You know what I mean? Underneath the paintwork, there's a few.
yeah.
They've done
There's
something
a
to
it's
it.
been through a madness.
It's been
There
through.
was a madness.
You know what I mean? It's a mad
Oh.
one, but bro, at right back, how much would a top right back cost you now? 70 million, 80 million? Who knows, bro? Like,
I think he's around that. I'll be honest. I mean,
he's
fans might
unbelievable.
go a bit mad at us, but I think he might have doubled his fee. I think I actually don't believe that rival fans or exterior fans realize how good he is. I think we talk
Yeah,
about him a lot because we see him week in week out, but I don't think when I speak to fans that are from other teams, I don't really highlight Timber. But he is absolutely ridiculous. It's a joy to watch, and he's a powerhouse. And then
yeah.
moving forward, the next thing that happens is the goal. The goal from Ethan Yeri, assisted by Miles
No.
Lewis Skelly. Brother, we're gonna do it. I don't know what it is, yeah. I get we're youngsters.
Ah,
I'm just like, there's so much to talk about. Bro,
there is.
there's so much right. I don't even know where to start. One, bro, I don't know if I'm just getting old, sentimental, broody. I see that sounds mad, but you know what I mean? Because
No,
I see the
no,
photo.
no, no. What's wrong with it? What's his brother, man? This is why they're
Wait,
calling you. Oh,
wait,
what's the
no.
broody like? Is the
Because no, I saw the photo of them when they were young in the academy, and then I see the photo of them when they're walking back. The youngsters, they got a good photo of them two together celebrating. I'm just like, oh, do you know what? They're gonna rip me. I know they're gonna rip me, but bro, that's how I watch them and I think this is these men are in the Champions League, bro. I was a young player, yeah,
awesome?
and at 17, 18, like I was way off that level. Like, think playing Champions League and it's like even scoring in the Champions League. I was looking at the stats before about youngest player to start he's in top three of the youngest players to start in a Champions League knockout stage. So it was Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden. I said that's a massive achievement. Then I said, okay, it's the second youngest in Arsenal. It says Fabregas is first. He's the second. I was thinking if he scores, where does that what stat is that? And he's the third youngest scorer in UEFA Champions League, and there's some big names in there. I
Mm,
had the stats somewhere, but apologies, people. You can check that and Google it. But like, I watched them and think it's unbelievable what they're doing. Like Ethan, I'm gonna highlight because we'll get to Masters Skate because obviously there's an incident that he got into.
yeah, yeah,
But Ethan, the way he takes his goal, it's like the ball's bounced up. He's taking it first time. I was like, this kid. Both of them are a joke. We are so lucky, especially in the fact with all these injuries. So lucky to have them. There's so much to talk about. I want you to kind of to wax lyrical on them as well, Curtis. But I kind of want to also
yeah, yeah.
discuss who has. I don't want to say the biggest ceiling. That's a tough one. Look, I see big up Ryan in the back. See them
Yeah,
five.
yeah,
I
he's
should have
ready.
said Rudy. I should have said Rudy. Rudy's mad.
That's
But
that's a
you know what I
that's a
mean. Look
mad
at that.
pause. I can't lie.
I know, I know. But it's crazy. It's crazy to
Yeah,
see, and
I
like
hear you.
at a time where yeah, we're in need of in the need of players to come and help. I just think that they have been phenomenal, and there's so much to talk about. And I don't want to say who has the highest seeding, but who who becomes the bigger Arsenal or most respected Arsenal legend? Do you think? You can talk about Ethan and Miles as well in your segment, but who becomes the most adored? Is it Ethan because he's got the flasher position, he's scoring goals, or because I see a lot of fans actually really, I don't know what it is they lean towards now, a Miles Lewis Skelly, like they're leaning towards that. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's I think the rival fans like you mentioned previously, like they're just getting on his back, and then he's robust, he's up for it, he wants to battle, he's on it. Ethan doesn't really have that
Mm,
personality; he's just a quality player. But Miles is what he's there to fight. So
yeah.
for you, who becomes a bigger Arsenal legend, and then obviously their performance, them in the Champions League, bro. Come, we've got to talk about it.
We've got to talk about it. Do you know what it is like? I don't really want to separate them because it's a bit unfair, but
Yeah,
there is something about what Ethan's doing that's kind of a bit more wow. With Lewis
yeah.
Skelly, it's like, yo, aggression, tackles, you know what I mean? All that. We love that, obviously, when he doesn't get sent off. But with
Well
Ethan,
caveated, yeah.
yeah, even today, bro, I said, look, I'm going to be honest. I don't want to get carried away because he's a young player, but from what we're seeing, and we saw it in preseason and before, I think Ethan's one of the
Hmm.
best young players I've ever seen at Arsenal at this moment. Now we don't know where that's going to lead to. You could be at that at 17 by 20. You might not have developed the way we think, but I'm seeing things in his game that I'm just like, it's ridiculous. And I said for me, the moment last night, we were on a break in the second half. It was 4 against 4 and he's driving
Yeah,
through the middle with the ball, and we had two
yeah.
players in space, and I'm thinking, is he going to pass this?
Go
And
and
he goes
shoot.
past the first one, and I'm thinking, surely now, Odegaard. And he goes past the next one, shoots, keeper tips it wide, and I went, and you know the crazy thing? He didn't even do the, oh, sorry that I didn't pass to you. He just turned around like, yo, don't say nothing to me, you know. And there was even another one when Odegaard had it, and I was like, shoot. And he gave it to Ethan. Ethan just touched out and whacked it. And I said, yo, he's just shooting on sight. He don't give a damn.
Yeah,
He's literally playing in the Champions League like he's in the playground, bro. Like, he made
it's
Malacia
crazy.
last night look like Andre Santos, bro. Like, one step over and shift, he's got it on lock. The one where the
Yeah,
keeper palms it, Odegaard scores. I'm
yeah.
like, he is genuinely the most exciting player to watch in this Arsenal team. He is the player you would pay
Over
money to go and watch.
Fabregas when he went as a young player when he come through.
No, I'm talking about now, the players there now.
Okay, now. Okay, okay, fair, fair,
Fabregas
fair, fair.
Fabregas is still probably
When
top
he
of
came
the
through, it was
tree. Like
crazy.
Fabregas was 16,
Yeah.
17, bro, bossing Patrick Vieira in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we gotta give Ethan some time before I give you that level of praise. Fabregas on a
Fair.
whole nother level. But Ethan, bro, you know, if we'd signed Ethan in January for, let's say, 70 million and he was some different guy from abroad, if he was playing like this, you'd be going, what a signing this lad is at 70 million. Look how exciting he is. He's doing what Saka, you know, with a bit more freedom because he hasn't really been coached yet. So he's playing like off the cuff, like, just give me the ball. I'm going to take people on. I'm going to shoot. He, for me, is unbelievable. I think he's
Yeah.
unbelievable. Like the dribbling
He's
ability, the
incredible.
close ball control. It's insane. His ceiling is
It's a
so
joke.
high.
It's a joke.
So
I got here the poll that just finished. What is Martinelli worth? 50 plus million, 37%, which is the highest out of everyone that voted. 40 to 50 million is 32%, and then 30 to 40 million is 29%. Thank you, everyone got involved in that poll. It's interesting. Again, it's quite a split actually. That's quite a split. There's 30% between three options there, but 37%, sorry, for 50 million plus. Before I read through the super chats, we're on the young player section, yeah.
yeah,
And big up production. They reminded me about Matt Downham. Oh my god. Listen. I watched I
yeah, I
watched
watched it.
the Youth Cup, Man
Yeah,
United Youth Cup, yeah. Bro,
yeah, I watched.
do you know what I think as I'm getting older, you're looking at the next generation and thinking, are you trying to compare where were you at that age? What have you seen at that age? I saw
Yeah,
Max Downham, yeah. And there's one thing I always thought when I was coming through, players don't really perfect using both feet. And I know
yeah.
they say at the top level you should be able to, but there's been back in my, I don't want to say that again.
Back in
When I was
my day,
playing, yeah,
that's
when
why
I
they
was
call you
playing,
Unks,
obviously,
bro.
that's why they call me unks. Some players had careers with just using one foot. Cool. Nowadays, I think you shouldn't be able to get away with that. However, there's still some players that are very dominant on one foot. You see Max Downham, yeah, what he was doing, and I know he's playing up now. He obviously went to Dubai with the first team, but he's running with the ball at mad. He's tall, running at mad pace. He's then like body rolling himself on the ball, getting past players. He's doing quick feet at optimums. That's one major skill. Running at full speed and being able to change direction, and then get a shot off with either foot, comfortable, both sides. Both sides. You wouldn't even know what foot he is. He like, and even the commentators were saying he's controlled this game, even though they lost, they got knocked out. Listen, I wish they got through, because I like going to watch Arsenal in the Youth Cup, but he is
Yeah,
he's going to be a generational. He really is a generational talent, in my opinion. And I know I'm going early. I know I'm getting too excited and way ahead of myself. But and we spot young talent. I respect them heavily. I mean, there's one at Man United as well that they're saying. I think he's under 40, under 15. I think he's 14 at the moment, and they're saying he's up there, like he's got the Vinny Junior sort of level of ability when it comes to. He's a winger. He's powerful. He's quick. There's one at United, but Max Downham for Arsenal. While we're in the young player section, what his academy is doing, and we can talk about Chidu, who's gone to Man United. We can talk about Heaven, who's gone to United. Don't, in my opinion, they're not ready yet. But there is talent there. There's definitely talent there.
yeah,
But what we have and what we're seeing and what's coming through, it's actually a bit scary. I actually just think like it's scary because it's going to be amazing to watch. You talk about Ethan Nwaneri and how much you love to watch him, and I like watching technically gifted players and exciting players. The one thing I just pray, these players, please, Arteta, if you're still here when they're coming through, allow them just to be. I don't want to see Ethan Nwaneri getting coached out of not doing what you
yeah,
said there. When he's running through the middle, he's forced to pass because Arsenal have to build up slowly and have to wait for them to get into position before we try and break down this low block, whatever. Let these players break with speed and be their natural selves. That's why
yeah,
young players they're so raw. They're not coached. Nothing's been coached out of them. They haven't got those fears or anything of senior players, experienced players. Allow that to grow, Arteta. I beg, because we have so much talent. And when there's in an era where, tens or players that can make something out of nothing are dying, let these players come through and let them breathe and just fly, because blimey, we've got the gold. It's there. It's in the academies. It's in the team. Allow them to do it, man. But I had to talk. We had to talk about
yeah,
it. You
yeah.
said you watched the
No,
Youth
it's
Cup,
true.
so
Max Dowman, the
you're
only thing
aware.
I'll say about him, he like you said, technically looks unbelievable. I think the
Ridiculous.
only thing I will say before, like from my point of view, you can see talent
Yeah.
wise, he's unbelievable. It's just look at Ravel Morrison, for example, like an
Mm.
absolute world beater. You know what I mean? For all of them say best player in that United.
But
You do
he
have
had
to
attitude. He did have
transition that
attitude
into
though.
the first team. You know, can Max
Yeah.
do that? That's the hurdle he's got to overcome. It's different when you got a 28-year-old big grown man, with experience. You see
Mm.
it sometimes in it. These players, Solanke, I was talking about earlier. Solanke, people were saying
Bro,
at
when he was
youth
at West,
level at
when he was at West
Chelsea,
Brom. Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah, and he was
Chelsea,
coming.
that he was
He's at Chelsea
ripping
as
up
youth, and then
everyone.
went to West Brom. Yeah,
West
young.
Brom, yeah. You know what I mean? But he couldn't
Yeah,
really. He did sort of do well at Bournemouth, but that transition from youth team to first team is a big jump. And at what age do you put Max in? Do you put him in at 15? Do you loan him out? How do you manage him? How quickly do you put him in the team?
that's a good. Do you know what? You make a very good point, because Ruben Loftus-Cheek was the guy that when I was playing, I was looking up and saying, "Right, he was." Everyone spoke about him when I was coming through at youth level. Everyone spoke about him.
Yeah,
He was gonna. I think he was the first player to make from a youth contract £1 million. So he was the one to go to. But again, to be fair, injuries kind of hampered
yeah,
his career. Obviously, listen, he still has a good career. He's still playing. He's playing top level still. But he was supposed to be like the Jude Bellingham of what we see now. I guess, I suppose that's kind of what his trajectory is. I think that's what it would have been. It'd have been that guy. He was projected to be that top player. He's still a good player, but that level. I hear what you're saying. You kind of got to manage these players through, because Max Downham
yeah,
is being spoken about now, but you got to keep him level-headed, keep him on the right path. But I think Ravel Morrison, again, I mentioned attitude. He was stealing things from players, telling skulls and that. Like he was badding people up. But but he had an attitude where he knew he was the shit, and
yeah, yeah,
maybe that went against him. Maybe it didn't, but I think if you look at his career, it probably did. It's funny you spoke about Ethan, and we're gonna move forward. But you spoke about Ethan, and you said about when he was running, he didn't pass. Remember the last live we had was that Leicester was saying he might be looking around thinking, brother,
better than these, man. I
what
ain't
is
even
this?
passing
Yeah,
to you. What's
we
the point of
shouldn't
me
joke
giving it
about
to
it,
you?
but that's gonna go through their heads, bro. I don't
Yeah,
care what anyone says. Like Sterling was running the ball off the pitch in that game, and I know but there's been clips and videos of him getting advice from Sterling and that. But I'm sorry, Ethan is the way he plays is like, just give me the ball. And when you're in that
yeah,
sort of mindset, he doesn't show arrogance in the way he is, in my opinion. I haven't seen it, but he's confident. He's saying, brother, I don't care what competition this is. Give me the ball and let me do my stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a high level of confidence, and he has the ability to do it. So big him up, big him up, big him up. I've got to go
Yeah,
to the
man.
super chats, Curtis. We've got so many flying
Go
in.
on.
Dio, He says he comes back. He said he had a typo on his last super chat. He says a typo. We need that Liverpool versus PSG. So he's saying we needed that Liverpool watch along. So he's saying we
Oh,
should be
okay.
staying and doing a watch along. No, because I might say something reckless and we're not even there yet. I can't be doing no watch alongs and say getting too excited. We're not even there yet. Brio Dun Dada, I like that name. Says Calafiori and Moreno are more clinical than our number 29. Conversations.
Two good
God.
finishers last night, both of them. That
Yeah,
Calafiori one, yo, he took that like a striker. Right foot.
bro, every finish he's had is been top tier Calafiori. I mean, I understand why
Mm.
people are saying put him up front, but blimey, he's been on fire when it comes to finishing. Brio Dundada with another super chat says Havertz's highest earner won't have a position in 2025-26 season. Again, conversations, tough ones. We'll have them. We'll have them when we get there. We'll have them when we get there. Shane Guna says if Wanyeri plays for Real, the press talk about him like he's the second coming, which in fairness he is. Come on, you Gunners. It's interesting. If he was at another club, yeah, I think that people be shouting about him a lot louder. If he was at Real Madrid, yeah, him, Jude, Mbappe. I mean, listen, I don't want to talk about that. I don't even want to think about that because they're conversations where
Yeah.
they might be start snooping around. Arsenal Champions League winner 2025 with a super chat says, "My name calls for it. Manifest it. Love." All right, we'll talk about Champions League hope soon. And Mr. Kaplan, back. Big up, Simon. He says, "Boys, how are y'all? Welcome back, young Cess. Bless up. I'm good. I'm good. I'm tired, but we're here because we have to talk about what's been going on. Bear with me whilst I get up the next section. I want to. I want to quickly move forward to the next goal. I was going to production give me some messages, but we'll get to that in a second. Let me quickly just talk about Marino who scored the third goal. Now, we laughed about him. A scrappy build up goal. Listen, we don't have to talk too long about his goal. Made it 3-0. Done well to find it in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
But Marino, I mean, he's still sufficing. I'll be honest. Robbie said, look, fans were calling, writing him off because he hasn't scored in 2 games, whatever. But give him time, give him time. But I'm like, brother, I hear it. He's done well. I don't know how long that's going to last until the end of the season, how far it's going to get us through. But I'll big him up for his goal. He played actually well as well against PSV. I'm not going to take that away from him. I'm going to move on to you, Curtis, to get your thoughts. And then I'm sorry I have to do this. But if Wanyeri, Saka, yeah? Just give me your thoughts, yeah, when it comes to it. Does Ethan Wanyeri surpass Saka? And then we'll go to Marino very quickly. We'll go do 3-0. But does he surpass him or not?
You see how he's trying to set me up here. He wants that AFTV extra
Listen,
clip.
all right,
You know what I mean?
everyone. I'll do it. Listen, remember this. We listen and we do judge. I will say my thoughts as well if I have to. Okay, but go on. Ethan
Go on.
Yeri, Saka.
All right.
Does he
What
surpass
I
him?
will say. What I will say. No, he
Go
hasn't
on.
surpassed him, bro. Like
No,
Saka,
but okay. What
can
he's
he
done, Saka
surpass
always
him?
done for us. I get it. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. For you, do you see it happen? You talk about Ethan Wanyeri being exciting. You talk about at his age was Saka doing what Ethan Wanyeri is doing. At this age, I think Saka was still playing left wing back. But do you see more in Ethan's game than what you might see in Saka going forward, or does Saka still stay the top man? And people in the chat as well, you better let
No,
me know.
do you know
Don't
what it
hide
is?
from this question.
I'm gonna put that respect on Saka. Saka, do you know why? Because I've seen Saka in massive games tearing up big fullbacks. You know what I mean? One area at 17 is ahead of where Saka was at 17. Because, like you said, Saka was wearing number 77 and playing left back. And do you know what I mean? He wasn't flourishing as an attacking player. You could argue Waneri is naturally a more exciting player to watch, but I feel like Saka is like a master of like output. Saka just goals, assists. You know, he gets them numbers which you need from a modern day winger. These wingers have got to get 15 to 20 goals. Look at Salah and look at Vinicius and these guys, the amount of goals they get. So Waneri at 17, I would say, is ahead of where Saka was, but Saka has elevated to a level. He's been England's main right winger. He's been Arsenal's main man. He scored in big Champions League goals. So Waneri's still got to climb that ladder to get to where Saka is. But maybe he can. Maybe he can. Hopefully he does.
Yeah, I mean, if you have both of them at top level, at that
Oh,
level, just in general, because I hear fans
yeah.
saying there was a really good video where a fan said if Ethan just stays on this trajectory, he doesn't have to improve, just scores goals that he's been doing for a good couple of years, and we have Saka back. I mean, that's I'm happy, bro. That's a good trajectory. Like the
Bro,
kid's
do you
doing
know the
unreal.
question? And we've been asking this, and we've obviously discussed it, and everyone in the comments, like, when Saka's fully fit, what happens to Ethan
Oh, I
and
don't
Saka?
know. I don't know.
Because this is what we got to figure out. Do you move Ethan central? Do you move him to the left? Do you move Saka left? Like,
Yeah,
you've got to have them both in that starting lineup. Yeah, I'm not dropping Waneri. Like, he's got to be there
there's no
somewhere.
way.
But he looks great on the
Ethan,
right. It suits him.
he does. He does. He's got the ability to cut in and do what Saka does and shoot with that left foot. He's got the ability to go on down the right. For me, I keep screaming for Ethan Manieri in the nine because that was his original position when he first was breaking through as a youngster. But again, it's a very short front three.
Mm,
But I mean, maybe that's my Havertz bias that I'm just kind of trying to look for the solution to kind of move him on. That sounds so bad, but that's the truth of how I feel right now. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, mate, I like Ethan in the nine, but or you put Ethan on the right and you put Saka on the left. Like, but I don't know how that works. I don't know how Saka feels about that as well because Saka's like might be thinking, right, this young what man's been gone and now I'm moved out my position, yo. But I don't
yeah,
know if he doesn't have that mentality. He might have to. He understands it's a team game and we've got to try to get the best out of everyone. So yeah, that's a good question. I don't know what happens, but they both have to play. I will get
yeah,
mad at Arteta if they're both fit and they're both not playing. So he has to make
yeah,
it work somehow. I spent a lot of time. I mean, we ain't even got to half time. So let me try and quickly move forward.
yeah,
Marino will skip through. Mars Lewis Skelly, red. Were we luck? Be on it. You're going to be real. You don't lie at anything.
yeah,
We
yeah.
got lucky. I lie.
Oh, we were very lucky, man. The only thing I would say is I think the referee felt that the first yellow card was soft because I wasn't sure that first one was even a foul. So I
Yeah.
was thinking on the second one, as the ref thought, I've done you a bit dirty on the first one, so I'm going to let this one go. I thought the referee was good last night, by the way, apart from a couple of
Yeah,
times when
very
they
good.
keep it wide and he ain't giving us a corner. He made two great saves, one from Zinchenko. The other one was it Declan Rice. Keeper tipped it wide, but we'll let him
Yeah.
off. But yeah, Lewis Skelly, very lucky, man. Very lucky. That's a different game if that red card happens. And Arteta, again, look, I'm giving him credit. Get him off. As soon as that happens, I get this guy off.
Yeah.
He's too hyped up. Get him off the pitch. And he didn't even wait till half time. So Lewis Skelly's got to learn from that, though, bro, because we love
He,
him as a player, but you could have knocked us out the Champions League last night. We'd be having a
mm.
different show right now. So calm down a little bit. We know you're hyped up.
Do you
You're in
think?
a city. Go on.
Do you think 10 men change? Do you think 10 men? If it's 10 men, I mean, we was already. Well, I think it was two up by. I mean, yeah. I mean, it makes it more difficult. It makes it more difficult.
We're not going to
I don't think
score
we lose the
seven, are we?
game.
We're not going to
No,
score
no,
seven with
definitely.
10 men. We're just not.
His face, by the way, when he makes the challenge, bro, he does this. He puts his hands up. He goes, and
Yeah.
the fear in the young boy's face. Gabriel as well. I don't know if they cut to it on Gabriel went mad at him.
Mad. He went mad.
Oh
Yeah, I
my,
saw it.
bro, he went mad at him. I was like, then he pulled him away and said, he basically told him,
Get
just don't
over
go
there.
near the ref. Oh, yeah, which was Gabriel. I saw him go. He went mad at Ethan. Sorry, people wouldn't have seen this. There was another instance as well. He went mad at Ethan Wanieri as well because Ethan Wanieri didn't track back for one break that they had PSV, and Gabriel went mad at him as well. So Gabriel
Did he?
he's such a big leader in that. But that Mars Lewis, we got away with one. The ref was good,
Big.
but if it was the other way around, I'd have been fuming if their player didn't
Yeah.
get red carded
Yeah.
in that situation. They obviously get a penalty. Thomas Partey, it wasn't needed. If I'm honest, I don't know.
Nah.
From corners recently, we've been a bit lax. You know, we used to score them from. We haven't scored since December from a corner, and then we've been getting caught out quite a bit from corners. I know they didn't score directly from it, but we've just been a bit sloppy
Yeah.
defending. Like there was something
Yeah,
I wanted to highlight as well.
I ain't seen Yover on camera for a while now. He kept standing up when we were scoring. Now I don't see him. You know what I
Facts,
mean?
facts, facts, facts. Oh my god, that is very true. Yeah, they're not cutting to him as much now, but
No.
yeah, we need to. I mean, yeah, we scored seven, didn't score from a set piece. Bloody hell, that's actually
I
something to
like that,
highlight as
man.
well.
I'm actually glad.
Oh
Six different
yeah,
scorers as well.
yeah, that's an interesting stat. Okay, we like that. We like that. For half time happens. 3-1, cool. I didn't expect to score four in the next half, but we did. We went on. Ethan crosses it in. Odegaard, it scores. You called him pillow
Finally.
foot. We listen and we
Yeah.
do judge. You called him pillow foot enough times. I heard you call him concrete foot just for scoring that goal. My
Yeah.
man can, but he hit the ball. So that's what I don't. You go from not striking the ball properly and having a pillar foot to then shooting so hard that the keeper can't even it goes through his hand. I'm like, what are you, brother? Do you have you got too much of a good shot or you got too much of a weak shot? Like pick one. Like, geez, the keeper did terribly in it. But listen, I'll give him.
Yeah.
I think that was the fourth goal. But yeah, but that was listen, big up Odegaard. He got his goals. We're screaming for him to show some sort of form. They awarded him man of the match for that game. I mean, I need you to keep turning
Ranieri
up,
for me.
if I'm honest.
Ranieri for me, man of the match. I know Odegaard got the
Yeah.
goals. I thought first half Odegaard was off it. Second half he stepped up, man. That pass for Calafiori is a joke. It's a ridiculous ball. It just shows what he's capable of, man. Odegaard, and I said this earlier, I want Odegaard to want to be the best player. He's that talented, right? I don't want him to be playing within his shell like, oh, I'll pass the ball. I want Odegaard to say, give me the ball. That's why I love players like Fabregas so much and Ozil, because it was, give me the ball. I'm going to make something happen. I'm going to split your defence. I want Odegaard to want the ball all the time. Be brave. You're the captain. You're supposed to be
He has
one
the
of the
ability
best
to do
players.
that.
He does have the ability. He's going through a difficult spell. It happens. You got to kind of rebuild yourself. Hopefully that gives him the confidence boost. He needs to start shooting, start scoring.
Okay, so we're a big team performance sort of team. As in, when we play the big games, do we turn up? Because I'm asking you this question because the PSV fan said we turn up for the big games. But I'm like, as in PSV turn up for the big games. And I was like, oh, that's all well and good. But when you're, a top, we see us as a top team, you have to turn up in all the games. However, I look at the games we've turned up in, Sporting away. That's a big game. No one thought we'd get what we did. We beat them 5-1. Man City, yeah, at home. Let's do the home game. 5-1. It's a big game. We then play someone like a West Ham, a Leicester, and it's just like, it's flat. But then we go and play PSV. Some would say it's not a big game, but for me, it's a Champions League knockout stage. It's still a big game. I know there's two legs, but we I don't want to be one of those teams, by the way, that just turned up in big games. That annoys me more than anything, because I'm like, you have to turn up in all the games. But I look at our track record, and I'm like, brother, it's the big games where man are doing their thing. So is that who we are now? It's a tough one.
That's a good point, That is a good point, because when you look at West Ham, Everton, Fulham, these are games where we're dropping points. I think sometimes the way we play, it's not built for them sort of teams that just sit in, because we don't shoot a lot from distance. We haven't had a lot of players that are playing in the way Nwaneri plays, so we don't just rip past one or two players. It's all very structured, and I think sometimes we struggle against those teams. Where the bigger teams are going to open up and attack and leave space. So, yeah, it's a good point. Maybe, but to win titles and cups, you can't just turn up in the big games, can you?
You gotta exactly that. Let me run through super chats and then we're going to power through. I want to be done by 8 people just so we can, or just maybe just after we can watch the game. I'm intrigued to see what happens with PSG and Liverpool. Mr. Kaplan back with super chat says he doesn't. Saka is clear. He's exciting, but no. Come on. People are they're stands of Saka, and I get it. I have to ask the question because in the car when we was in Ireland, when people were talking about Ethan being like you said, more exciting. At this age, he's seeing more from him than Saka. So I have to just listen. I'm asking the questions. It's my job. Carl Regal says, "What formation matches up against Real Madrid?" Now we have to get to that conversation in a second. I mean, that's a good question. We're going to move on to Real Madrid as soon as we finish off what we saw last night. Suj says it's hard to compare. Saka came into a worse team, carried the team. I'd both in the lineup. I think he said I'd like both in the lineup. Saka comes back to right wing, Ranieri in the 10, Odegaard in the 8. I mean, I think that would be Arteta's dream if he can get a good defensive midfielder. We put Bryce in there, let Ethan Ranieri and Odegaard just play it out. That would be, for me as well, I'd love to see that, even though I said I want him in the front line, Ethan. But if he can make that work and let those two just enjoy themselves, unbelievable. Right, flying forward. 5-1. Trossard does an absolute madness. Back heels it through the freaking legs.
My God.
Spins like thinks it. I was thinking, I don't know what's going on. But the question off the back of this goal is Trossard the most frustrating player at Arsenal? Because I don't know if I'm coming or going with my man. I'm like, I thought he was done. You were saying send him to Saudi. I was kind of with you. I was sitting there thinking, guys, you're being too harsh, bro. But then I was like, but do you know what? He gets annoyed that he's not playing. He says he's a winner. Gets when he doesn't play and moans, doesn't celebrate against Villa. I'm like, but you're not really that good because when you start, you haven't been great. You got your opportunity. So I'm like, is he really that good? Then I see him do that, and I'm like, and I've seen him do mad dubs as well. This kid, he's a skillful player. When he's confident, he's flying. He
He
takes the
is.
mick. Like he's got arrogance in him. So I'm like, what are you? Are you good? Are you crap? Are you what we need? Are you not? To me, he's the most confusing player in this Arsenal side. Honestly, I never know what to make of him.
Bro, yeah. By the way, that was the best goal of the night. That goal is ridiculous, bro. The little nutmeg. I'm going mad just for the nutmeg. I'm already like, oh no, no. And then he gives it, Calafiori and he chips him. I'm like, what the hell am I seeing here? I said before the game, I reckon we'll have 2 shots on target. And then I'm seeing Trossard chipping the keeper. I think with Trossard, in terms of what you're saying, I think Trossard is a squad player. And I think squad players are inconsistent for that reason. I think if you start Trossard every week as your main left winger, I think he's going to frustrate you as a fan because he's going to put in a great game. The next game he's going to do nothing. You don't know where you stand with him. If you've got a top quality left winger ahead of him and you use Trossard in rotation, I think he's a very good squad player that can come off the bench, that can get you a goal, give you a big moment. But obviously, at the moment, we've got no Martinelli, so Trossard is the guy we're relying on. So, yeah, I think I agree with him. I think he's very frustrating, but I think if he's a squad player, you're happy with him. If he's starting, he's gonna annoy you, that's for sure. But he's talented, very talented.
He's very talented, and I think fans might say as well that um, some might say, Sterling's the most frustrating player, and there's an argument for that. But I'm saying when it comes to players that are in this Arsenal side that we're relying on, Trossard to me, I'm just like, I never know where I'm coming or going with him. We'll skip through because we need to skip through Odegaard, scored his goal, a second goal, big him up, made it 6-1. Calafiori. It's annoying because a lot of the things I planned for this show was kind of said, and it shows that we kind of do all think similar in some instances, in some cases. Calafiori's range of goals for Arsenal this season have been ridiculous. Man City's one ridiculous. Wolves important, took his goal so well, slots it. This one, that bomb goal, I'm like, brother, there's talent there. And fans were saying, oh, play him up front, play him up front. I didn't like that. I don't like mixing things up too much, even as Zinchenko in midfield. I don't love all that. But I'll tell you what, Calafiori, he gets himself in positions and he can finish. There's no doubt about that. But made it 7-1. And as much as I love Marcelo Skelly, he's definitely the better for me, the better of the two right now, and more important. But Calafiori is definitely making a claim to say, yo, don't forget about me. Because I can defend and I can also put a ball in the back of the net, which has been key. You know what I mean?
Is Calafiori, the crazy thing about him is if we spoke about his season now, the biggest positivity you would speak about him would be his goals rather than his defending. You know what I mean? Because you see Wan-Bissaka go past him. We've seen Savinho. So it's great what he's doing, but he's kind of not doing what we paid for, if you know what I mean. We're getting a different quality out of him. So where do you play him in the team? You could even argue that we might actually still need a left back in the summer, as crazy as that sounds, because I still look at Lewis Skelly and think he might want to play in midfield. Moving forward. He's that good going forward. Calafiori doesn't look totally comfortable yet at left back. Tierney probably goes. Zinchenko possibly goes. I think Kivior probably goes. So there still could be a place there, unless Lewis Skelly just says now, look, I want to be a left back and I'll convert to that position full time.
Yeah, he can do both. So like Zinchenko's getting minutes in the midfield now, and I think Marcelo Skelly's like, bro, but he's probably looking at it thinking I can do that. Like when Zinny goes, put me when you need someone in the middle, I can go in the middle or play me. I can play left back, cool, but I'd rather be there. And if that opportunity comes available, then that might mean you might need to go and get another left back. But the level of the left backs right now is high in my opinion. I mean, Calafiori and Marcelo Skelly are both very good. Even Tierney, Tierney's. I'm not even going to disrespect Tierney. Tierney's all right. I mean, injuries. He's going to get moved
Tierney, by the way. Tierney, for me, I swear down, defensively, I think he's better than Calafiori. But I think he's better. He's a natural left back, man. He's playing. Calafiori's a bit of a chaos merchant. Like it's a bit. Tierney's just. I can tackle out. Look at the deliveries that Tierney puts in, bro.
Yeah, his crosses are They're ridiculous. They're
It's just the
ridiculous.
injuries. The
They're
injuries have
ridiculous.
cost him, and he can't
They've killed
invert.
him.
That's
They've killed.
the thing.
Yeah, they've killed him. Right, listen, that is 7-1. We dined on it.
Yeah, yeah.
We've gone through it, broke it
We've
down.
dined on
It's
it.
now time. Let's talk. Let's talk. Right. Real Madrid or Atletico. And listen, I want you to remember, yeah, you said if he beats Real Madrid, yeah, give him a statue. Well, you said if we win the league for Champions League, give him a statue. But then you said,
Oh yeah,
you know what? If he
that.
beats Real Madrid, he deserves a lot of. I'm gonna
Yeah,
hold.
yeah, he does.
We say some wild stuff. But
We do.
It's on tape. and this. Listen, I'm not saying we're gonna go on and beat the Madrids, but the man them are booking flights in the game. They're booking flights in the game. It's well and truly done. I hate to be that guy to say,
it's over. It's over.
But they're not scoring 6 or 7 in the next leg. But Real Madrid, Atletico. I want Real Madrid. I heard you want Atletico. I know we're coming towards the end of it. We're gonna keep it quick. We're gonna talk about. I want to get a Man United score prediction from you before we leave. And we got super chats. But quickly, you want Atletico Madrid? Is that correct? Atletico.
It's crazy because the way I'm shaping it, right, as a pure fan, I would rather watch the Arsenal Real Madrid game because it's such in terms of attacking football, that game would be unbelievable. But if you're asking me which team I believe we've got a better chance of progressing against, I think it's Atletico. And a lot of people disagree with it because they think the style of Atletico actually is the style that we're not good against, which is the mid-block, which I understand. They are the masters of it as well. I just think the attacking level of Real Madrid, I think, would take us too high. I think they will take us to a level that we can't contend with. Even with our defense and everything, I think they play the game so quick, and they are an insane team to play against. Now, they will give you opportunities.
Look at it from the other side.
Go on.
If we beat Real Madrid, the energy. The energy. Listen, hear me out. I hear you. Atletico, listen, they defend well, but you never know. It's more likely we can get through against them. But if we knock out Real Madrid in the Champions, if Ethan or Miles if they even scored, them kids can fly after that. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. I'm going into that. I've got to stop doing this. But this is me. This is how I am. If we knock, I hear you with Atletico Madrid, but Real Madrid, if we knock them out of the Champions League, I don't care. Your mindset as a player is, no, we win this now. Now, of course, it doesn't work that simply. Of course, it doesn't. But think about it, bro. Maybe I'm also just want to see Real Madrid. I want to go to their new stadium, see the new.
Yeah, of course.
There's other
caveats to it, right?
But I had to look at it from the other angle.
Bro, and I'm with you, I'm a content creator. I'm sitting here going, Atletico, that could be 0-0, 1-0. Real Madrid could be 4-2, 4-3. It's a great game. But I'm just saying purely in terms of progression. Getting through to the next round, I remember when we played Atletico years ago, Europa League semi-final, and that to me was a better Atletico team than this one. We battered them at the Emirates, right? Oblak turned into Spider-Man that night, made about 20 saves.
Yeah.
We ended up drawing and messed up, and we lost 1-0 in Spain. But that was a better Atletico than this team, in my opinion. I just think, listen, Atletico have got Lenglet playing centre-back, bro, who was he's not even that good. I'm not taking anything away from Atletico, they are horrible to play against, but I think you can cause them problems, especially at the Emirates. You can beat them at home and go over there, and our defense then goes into overdrive. You can nick it. Real Madrid, I just think, bro, and I know our defense is actually the strong point of our team, so it does sound like I'm contradicting myself. Really, I should be saying Real Madrid, we can keep them out, but I think that Madrid attack and the speed that they play at, I think they'll just take us to a level that we can't quite handle, if I'm being honest. And I watched that game last night as well. I was doing both games, and that tie ain't over, man. Atletico 2-1 going back to their ground, and Courtois made saves without Bellingham in there. They looked a bit back in power. So, but listen, from a pure fan's point of view, we want to see Arsenal, Real Madrid. We want to see Mbappe at the carpet,
Oh, that'd be amazing.
And I agree with you. If we beat any of those two, any of them, If we do
The
somehow get past any of them, then you've got to start saying you got to win it, bro. You got to somehow find a way.
facts,
Find a way to
facts,
win the whole thing. You got
facts. If
to.
you get through any of those two, you have you as a player, your belief levels go through. You have to say, "I'll tell you, you've got us here, brother. You fight. You have to win it from here." I know it's not as simple, but that's exactly what
No,
it
it's
gives you
not.
now.
But you've got
With
to believe.
exactly, you have to believe. We've crossed the 8 p.m. mark. Quickly, give me. It might be a bit of abrupt ending, but give me a score prediction for Man United. Quickly.
Um. Oh, I have to think about this one, because I'm in a good mood, so I want to say something a bit crazy. There's a
Man's gonna
lot of
say
Man
10
United
2.
content creators. I see Kobe Mano rejected the new deal. He said, "Nah, I ain't
Yeah,
staying here, bro. I don't care how much money." No,
yeah,
120. Man said no to
bro.
120.
It's
Bring him
crazy,
to
brother.
Arsenal,
It's
bro. I'd take Kobe Mano on the cheap.
so would I. So would
18
I.
years of age, 19. But
He'll get looked after
nah,
over
man,
here.
listen. It's the crazy thing about United, no matter how bad they are, they seem to just do something against us. That's where, but
They
they are
are
so
bad
bad.
though. They're bad, bro.
Now
They
we're
are
beating
bad
them.
right
We're,
now.
we're gonna beat them, man. I'm speaking. If we got to beat this United team, man. Come on, they stink. I'm
Yeah,
going.
we beat
I'm
them. We
going.
beat them.
I'm going 2-0. I'm going clean sheet. Rasmussen, them man against
Nice.
Saliba. Nah, man. I'm going 2-0. Go and deal with them
Yeah.
2-0. Make 5 or 6 changes for PSV. Give some of the big boys a rest. Then we go deal with Chelsea and then international break. That's what I'm
I'm going
hoping
4
for.
0.
Oh, see,
Don't ask me.
see,
Don't. I know. Just allow me. I mean, you know me, brother. I'm in the whole PSV 7. We haven't even got a brother. Last week, I don't know why. I don't know why this happens to me, but this is how I am. People, I'm sorry. Love it or leave it. This is it. 4 0. It's a big game. I just made a case that Arsenal get up for the big games. It's another big game. I know we haven't. We're not going to win the league, but I just feel. I know we beat them 1 0 last time at their place. Or was it 2 0? I think it was 1 0 or 2 0. We beat them. We beat them twice actually recently at their place, but. Yeah, I don't know. Today I'm saying 4 0. Tomorrow, maybe 2 0. The next day, maybe 1 0. But for now, 4 0. I'm in the vibes. But right, listen,
I
we've
hope
got
you're right.
we've got we've got to bring it slowly, we've got to bring it to a close. And listen, the chat saying go and do that stream the Liverpool game, Curtis. So if you've got time for the community, go and do it for them. Because I don't know if you want to
Dinner
stream the
time, people.
PSG Liverpool
Sorry,
game, but
sorry,
see if
people.
you can do. Oh, he's not doing it. Yeah, fair. Let me
I'll see
just
you
say
tomorrow.
super chat. Salam J with Super says, big up Cecil Abdul here. It was nice meeting and taking photos, with you after finishing the interviews outside PSV Stadium. Big up Curtis. 2 love. People,
Come on.
on your way out, please hit the like button. I know the game is on, so we're going to bring this live to a close, but thank you for joining us. We're going to do Always this. Good. Ryan in the... Oh! No, we've done it. We've done it. He wanted me to mention about if Arteta beats the Madrids, but we've done that. Guys, thank you for joining us on this live.
Big up.
Make sure, like I said, like the video on the way out. We'll be back again. I'm back again on Friday. Super fan debate with some United fans live on 7 p.m. There'll be a live tomorrow, I think it's Forever Arsenal, and we'll be live every day at 7 p.m. as you know. So make sure you tune into all the live streams and build up to the Man United game. Love you all. Curtis, big up as well for joining us as always.
Come on, bro.
See you soon. Take care. Peace.